Okay, one last problem with our hunting dogs. Just to remind you that two traits that we're tracking are Big B, which is the dog barks when it's chasing after prey, versus Little B, where it's quiet. And Big E is sticky uppy ears, and Little E is droopy ears. And they say two dogs heterozygous for both traits were crossed. So Big B, Little B, Big B, Little E, crossed with the exact same thing. What would be the chance of them producing a droopy-eared, silent trailer? So droopy is recessive, silent is also recessive. It's 1 out of 16, spoiler alert, because we know our probabilities from this kind of cross, right? I'll do the Punnett square in a minute in case you want to see it, but we can tell right now that there is a 9 out of 16 chance that we get what I would call the double dominant phenotype, which would be in this case barking erect. Then there'd be a 3 out of 16 chance that we get dominant for one thing, recessive for the other, which would be, let's say, we'll stay with barking but droopy ears. There'd also be 3/16 of dominant and recessive, but the other way. So recessive for the barking thing, meaning silent, but dominant for the ear thing, meaning erect ears. And we'd get a 1 out of 16 chance that they're recessive for both, which would be silent and droop. Silent and droopy ears. So just from that, we know we're going to get 1 out of 16. So if you're comfortable with that, you're done with this question. If you want to see the crunch behind that, here it comes. We must FOIL these alleles to find all the different gametes that we can get from this parent. And so first gives us big B, big E. Outside gives us big B, little e. Inside gives us little b, big E. And last gives us little b, little e. And we get the exact same thing from the other parent. So this is going to be one of our giant 4x4 Punnett squares. And big, 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 little, little, big, little, little, crossed with exact same thing over here. And I'll type my way through this so it comes out looking nice. And hopefully error-free. Oh, I said error-free and look what happened. There shouldn't be two B's here. This should be little b, little e, and I made the same mistake down here. Yikes. Right. Now we're error-free. What do we get here? Big E, little e, and two big B's, hetero E's, two big B's, little e's, hetero for both, hetero B's, recessive e's, one of each, big e's, hetero for both, little b's, big e's, little b's, hetero e's, hetero for both, hetero b's, recessive e's, and the bottom right corner always seems to be double recessive. Okay, well, if we count this up, or actually I'll put in the phenotypes too, just to be thorough here. So big B means bark, and big E means erect, bark erect, bark erect, bark erect, bark erect, Bark little, lowercase e is droop. Bark erect. Bark droop. Bark erect. Bark erect. Lowercase b is silent. And erect ears. Silent, erect ears. Oh, meant to type erect ears there and completely blew it. Let's try that again. And here we get bark erect, bark droop, silent erect, and silent droop. All right, let's count and hope real hard that we get 9331. If not, it's almost certainly human error. What do we get? Barker with erect ears happens once, twice, 3, 4, 5, not there, 6, 7, 8, 9, good. There's our 9/16 with both dominant traits. Barker with droopy ears happens once and twice and 3 times. There it is. Silent with erect ears happens once, twice, 3 times. And 1/16 is silent droopy. So this shortcut really does work if you have 2 heterozygous parents and normal dominance. And it can save you, as you can see, a great deal of time. Also, there's a possibility of making mistakes on the Punnett chart, as I definitely demonstrated with this run. And if you just know these numbers, it's a whole lot of potentially error-prone work that you simply don't have to do because you know what the final outcome is going to be. So definitely worth knowing because this is the most complex type of problem and the biggest type of Punnett square. It's really nice to be able to just vault over it and get right to the results. It saves you a bunch of work. So to finish this off then, the chance of producing a droopy-eared silent trailer is 1 out of 16. Or if you do 1 divided by 16, you get the decimal probability, which is 0.0625. Or if you multiply that by 100%, you get 6.25%.